So Elkin, we're here at COP28, and I know that you guys have been incredibly busy with UN Habitat as you're the regional director for Latin America and the Caribbean. That's right.
Exactly. We are in Latin America and the Caribbean. 16,000 municipalities, 33 countries.
Wow.
Very much interested in climate change because, cities and the countries in Latin America and the Caribbean are mainly receiving the negative impacts of climate change. And we need to work very much on adaptation, on supporting them to repair damages. And being at COP28 is also an opportunity to hear their voices, but not only the voices from the top, from national governments that are very important. In addition to that, the voices from communities, the voices from local leaders. So here at COP28, we are really seeing how solutions coming from the local level in Latin America and the Caribbean are on the table to be part of the exchanges, the construction of new solutions, also inspiring Latin American and Caribbean local governments from what other local governments are doing in the world, and trying to understand that perspective of moving forward and accelerating. One of the key points, one of the key needs is how do we accelerate? How do we go to scale? We have good examples, we have good pilot solutions, but we need to go to scale. And I think this is really the key challenge that we are here to discuss, of course, trying to collectively find the right solutions. There is one additional point. The question that I receive all the time from mayors of Latin America and the Caribbean: how do we finance, how do we mobilize the needed resources to support our innovative actions in the field, in front of our communities, closer to the point of delivery? And I think this is an exchange, a global forum to also facilitate the understanding of what are the driving innovations, what are the values that there is need to integrate in the impact-oriented actions in Latin America and the Caribbean. So I'm very happy to be part of this process, and as we do in UN Habitat, to be ready all the time to come and work together hand in hand with local authorities, our local authorities and communities.
So Elkin, I know you've been incredibly busy here, as everyone else is, but you in particular and your organization, you've done something quite remarkable already, which I understand is signing a letter of intent.
At COP28, we have came to fruition with a partnership with the Regional Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean. This is the Green Bank of Latin America, and we are joining efforts towards supporting those cities in the region that are interested in developing nature-based solutions. Those cities that are being affected by climate change, they need to adapt. They need to adapt their systems to become more resilient. That can be done through nature-based solutions. And we just signed a letter of agreement, and we are launching a new initiative for the region, which is an incubator of projects, a new generation of projects for intervention in those cities on biodiversities.
And biodiverse cities.
Exactly.
Right.
UN Habitat at the global level delivered recently in June 2023 a global resolution to propose member states to work much more on the connection between urban life and the ecosystems where the city is placed. And this is very important because when we talk about integration, the city that needs to work about integration, of course it's about integration in the human sense, integration of migrants, integration between communities of different cultures, integration in terms of building social cohesion. But there is also this important part for life in cities, which is the integration between the brown environment, the integration between the society and the environment.
Well, this is the point I think a lot of people miss within UN Habitat, is it's not just about the environment per se, it's about the people within those environments. Is that correct?
Precisely. Yeah. When we come to COP28, we discuss a lot about the ecosystems and the changes in nature, and this is of the essence. In addition to that, it is important to think this way. Can you figure out the Amazon, the big Amazon basin? It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, biome in the world. And when it comes to COP28 discussions and climate change analysis, we say this is really critical to keep the world, planet Earth, working well. And this is the place where we will have the possibility to generate more oxygen, to transform carbon into, what we need really to continue life in the planet. But guess what? We have almost 50 million people living in the Amazon. And
just in the Amazon region.
Exactly. And we are not talking about the human settlements, the cities in the Amazon. 50 million people, they live in big cities like Belém do Pará in Brazil, like Manaus in Brazil, Iquitos in Peru, and so on and so forth. We have big cities, intermediary cities, human settlements of small size, we have indigenous population. So we need to take care of people so that people can take care of the environment. We need to provide a livelihood, we need to think innovative ways to come with solutions in terms of housing, basic services, mobility, livelihoods, jobs, innovation. This is what we need. And we are here at COP28 also bringing this conversation to the table. The Amazon Cities Forum is here. There are, UN Habitat is working with different institutions like ICLEI, like the Inter-American Development Bank, to support the cities. So it's very, very important that we put human settlements and people at the center of the global climate change discussions.
So let's talk about impact. Let's talk about some of the strategies, initiatives that UN Habitat within Latin America and the Caribbean has been doing. So maybe you could talk us through some of these specific initiatives that you have running at the moment.
Definitely. And you are really, really bringing the conversation to the most important point. It's about social impact. And this is what communities are always asking. Don't come here with stories, we need impact. We are working, for instance, in Argentina, in the Neuquén province, and supporting communities and supporting local authorities to develop the development plans that are really the basis to have a good development of the city in the future. Those cities are receiving, because of the economic situation, are receiving migrants. And those migrants usually are not well housed, usually are not well received in terms of basic services and other facilities. So those cities need to plan, and the impact is on the whole community living in those cities in Neuquén province, and also with a view to support specific infrastructures, for instance, public spaces. Look at this public space. This is where people are meeting. This is also where people are building new ideas. And this is also necessary in a neighborhood to have another quality of life in proximity. We are also working in the favelas of Rio de Janeiro, trying to identify and to bring those left behind, including from the records of the basic services or the social assistance policies, and working in a very participatory manner with those communities in favelas of Rio de Janeiro. We were able to support 11,000 families to be part of the records of the city, and those families are now part of the list of beneficiaries for social policies. We need determination, we need method that allows action to be very impactful. We need to work evidence-based. We need, of course, to do plan, and this is something that we've done for a long time, but we need to connect immediately with the right investments. And this is the bridge we are creating at the moment with the new methodological developments that we have in the region. Of course, inspiring ourselves from the global examples. But let me tell you something, the key of all this, after these years of experience in Latin America, is having the human beings and the communities at the center. Nothing about human settlements and communities without the communities. And this is really
There's no community without human beings, for a start. That's very, very true.
Exactly. The point is that they don't want solutions to come from, the
An unnamed
bottom-up,
organization.
from the
Yeah.
top-down perspective. They want really to be part of this. And I think this is a lesson learned as well for us, international organizations, which is working hand in hand with communities, hearing, learning also about the solutions that they are developing, and integrating these with our structured way of developing solutions to develop innovation and action from this innovation in the field. Nothing about the communities without the communities. This is really critical for the success of COP28 and all the amazing work that is being done here by a number of member states of United Nations, local governments, communities, international institutions.
Well, Elkin, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today, and we're going to continue our journey and watch the rest of your journey unfold here at COP.
Thank you very much.